In this video, I'm talking about reasons to be generous this holiday season. Hey everybody, it's Matthew Jackson here from 401k Maneuver, where we provide online professional account help with the goal of supercharging your 401k performance. So stop leaving money on the table each and every year in the form of lost returns. Don't do it. Let us help you. If you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and the links to everything that we mentioned in this video you can find in the description box below. So let's get started. Have you ever felt the urge to be generous at Christmas? Well, there's a reason why. Think about the most popular Christmas films. They all have themes of being generous. In A Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Scrooge begins as a close-fisted man unwilling to give to any charitable causes. But upon being visited by 3 different spirits, he has a change of heart. "I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's," whispered Scrooge, rubbing his hands and splitting with laughter. "He shan't know who sends it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim." In this scene, Scrooge is referring to a large turkey he plans to anonymously donate to the Cratchit family's Christmas feast. So let's not forget how the Grinch stole Christmas. In this Christmas classic, the Grinch's determination to ruin Christmas is thwarted because of a little child's generosity. Instead of stealing all their presents, he gives back their toys and feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. The reason these books and movies are classics is that they encourage us to be generous during a time of year when we need an extra reminder. So consider the tradition of Christmas giving. Essentially, when we give any gifts without expecting something in return, we're being generous. The reason we strive to be generous is because of the history of gift giving. The wise men brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the baby Jesus. They did not expect to receive a gift in return. It's not just the Christmas story that inspires generosity. The legend of St. Nicholas is based on being generous. The conversation explains it was St. Nicholas's legendary status of generosity that gave rise to the modern-day tradition of Santa Claus. As the story goes, as a young boy, St. Nicholas was left with a substantial amount of inheritance when his parents died. He used this to help others, primarily the poor. When kids receive gifts from Santa, he doesn't expect gifts in return, except for milk and cookies, of course. But it's no wonder Christmas is a season of generosity. Dictionary.com defines generosity as the spirit and action of freely and frequently giving to others. Generosity can also refer to an overall spirit of kindness. When people talk about the spirit of Christmas, they're often referring to the spirit of generosity. And that's why, in addition to the traditional gift giving, Salvation Army bell ringers stand outside doors. Charity Navigator reports the average annual household charitable donation is $2,520. And remember, most of these donations, they actually occur in December. So congratulations, everybody. According to Neon One, nearly 1/3 of all annual giving occurs in December, and 12% of all that giving happens in the last 3 days of the year. Another reason people choose to be generous in December is that charitable giving must take place by December 31st to qualify for tax deductions for the year. Of course, there are many more reasons to be generous other than tax deductions. Let's talk about happiness. Giving makes our hearts and brains happy. A 2008 study found people were happier when they gave money to others instead of spending it on themselves. Berkeley's Greater Good adds, scientists also believe that altruistic behavior releases endorphins in the brain, producing the positive feeling known as the helper's high. Now let's talk about our health. Giving is good for our health. Berkeley's Greater Good explains a 1999 study led by Doug Oman of the University of California, Berkeley, found that elderly people who volunteered for 2 or more organizations were 44% less likely to die over a 5-year period than were non-volunteers. Research suggests that one reason giving may improve health and longevity is that it decreases stress, which is associated with a variety of health problems, and you know it. Let's keep our stress down. Now let's talk about how generosity inspires others. Giving begets giving. People are more apt to give when they see or hear about someone else giving. Take the fast food drive-through pay it forward events. When one person pays for the meal of the person next in line, it starts a chain reaction. For example, in December 2020, in Brainerd, Minnesota, a pay-it-forward chain lasted through 99 vehicles and almost $10,000 in sales. Let's talk about being generous where it matters. It's important to know that some people are generous to a fault. As much as we'd like everyone to be generous, you still should be wise with your money. For example, maxing out your credit card on charitable donations, it's not really smart. One way to avoid this issue is to prepare to be generous. Think about how much money you're willing and able to give and carefully consider where you want it to go. Add it to your holiday budget for the 2022 holiday season. This is going to make it much easier for you to say no when you're asked to donate because you will already know whom you plan to bless this year. Similarly, know how much you plan to give and how you plan to give. For example, it's much more meaningful to give gifts instead of money, such as donating to Toys for Tots. And for others, it's important to give to causes close to their heart, like donating to a cancer foundation in honor of a loved one battling cancer. While we're already right in the middle of the Christmas season, it's advice you can still apply or put to good use next Christmas season. Hey everybody, we regularly post financial informations and update right. Hey everybody, that's it for today. If you found this content helpful or insightful, please be inspired to share it with your family and friends. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you get a little notification of our next freshly posted content.